Hi, welcome back. This is part 2 of my technically Sunday's State of the Union. Uh, well, it is the State of the Union part of my campaign update. So I am extremely concerned with how much power Netanyahu has over our country. And I find it really unacceptable. The way Trump and Congress has repeatedly brought Netanyahu in for talks and seemingly greeting him with the warmest regard. I don't know. There's just something wrong with this. When he's creating genocide in his own country, I mean, technically it's not his country, it's Palestine. And, the US and the UN, with the help also of the UK, back in 1947 and 48, stole a whole country and put another name on it. Now, who gave us that right? This is utterly ridiculous. We are not a Jewish country, and we do not belong to Israel. And in fact, Israel is a country, perhaps. I think actually not. I unrecognized Israel already, I think last week sometime. Palestine is in existence. There is a Palestine. There was a Palestine before we stole it, and there still is a Palestine today. It's just that Donald Trump, the Republicans, the Democrats, and the United States are not recognizing it. And Israel is not recognizing it. But the whole rest of the world recognizes that there is a Palestinian country. I disagree with the borders of it. I think we need to go back to the borders of Palestine from 1947, from January 1947. We go back to those borders. That's Palestine. Israel and Palestine will now then negotiate without Netanyahu because he will be in prison. And a lot of the IDF and Mossad and all of these other organizations, these criminal organizations in Israel, will be in prison. And then we will look at the land that's been stolen, and we will try to reverse what's reversible, and then it's done. I have my whole life lived with watching this genocide happen year after year, and the grown-ups are doing nothing about it. The people older than me are doing nothing, or they're holding hands with these people. Donald Trump, you are disgusting. It's true. Netanyahu is a war criminal. He needs to be stopped. And you are like all the other ones of your generation, doing nothing. You're helping, which is even worse. So, when people talk about the Holocaust, there were 6 million Polish people killed. There were over 6 million Russians killed. There were over 30 million Chinese killed. So let's stop talking about the Jews. And let's get real. What religion needs a country? None. Since when do we give countries to religions? We don't. We don't give countries to people who believe in imaginary beings, imaginary friends. We don't do that. What we do to those people is we get them some psychiatric help. We don't give them entire countries. We don't give them arms, and we don't give them tons of money to make a war. I mean, hello? Is anybody else awake out there? I'm sorry. How did we get this far? That's my question. Is anyone else thinking out there? Netanyahu is a war criminal and needs to be locked up. The Palestinian people already have a country. We just need to go back to the original country outline and give it back to the people that it belongs to. There's nothing wrong with Jews and Arabs and Christians and Muslims living next to each other, and even atheists, which is not a religion, but it's the belief that all of you are nuts, because you are. A belief in an imaginary friend is not sanity. It's not responsibility, and it's unacceptable. So, yeah, I don't know. I am in shock every time I see Donald Trump being so friendly with Netanyahu. I'm in shock. And so, that is the state of my union for this past Sunday. And I am not in alignment whatsoever with Zionism. Israel is a religious nation. They don't need a land that's called Israel. They need their religion, is what they need. They are not any chosen one, and they have no more rights than everybody else. So, this is the end of my State of the Union. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, a presidential candidate from the 2024 presidential election, and I have not conceded the election, so I am still a candidate. And I do plan to run perhaps in the next election too. But for now, if you want to find out more about me and my lawsuit, it's Susan4USA.com. That's Susan the number 4USA.com. So thank you for stopping by, and I wish us all peace and justice. Thank you.